there's a pretty big controversy going on about Dragons Dogma 2. Let's discuss.
Mi amor, tú estás en Puerto Rico en la placita en Santurce.
So if you're not already aware, Dragons Dogma 2 had some pretty sneaky microtransactions pulled in. At the beginning of the release of the game, Capcom released this: a number of paid DLCs and microtransactions that were used to speed up the game's fast travel, camping, so on and so forth. The list goes on. Basically, these things were for quality of life improvements in the game, things that you can already find in the game. But here's the thing: microtransactions, especially ones like this, feel like they were a problem that was not necessarily there and were just pushed in as a means to make these things valid, right? In order to sell an item, you have to create a need, right?
Write your name down on that napkin for me.
I don't have a pen.
Exactly. Supply and demand, my friend.
These things, though they seem small in price, $2 here, $3 there, they don't feel necessarily necessary, but they still feel kind of malicious. And players are seeing that already. This was not something that was explained to us thoroughly. Sure, there was a copy of this in the agreement at which you signed when you started playing the game, and even told to streamers as they got a copy of that early version of the game. But this still feels jarring to the player, as it's just kind of came out of nowhere. The controversy stems from this: microtransactions in the last couple of years have felt very malicious. Things like putting in your own currency to transform it into their currency in order to buy the items that you want. And is this kind of pay to win in a single player game? Sure, I mean, you're making the game easier to play. It's almost like Capcom purposely inflated certain things to make these items seem more valuable. And a lot of the questions and comments that have been around gaming for a little while now is, has gaming increased with inflation? I do not mind paying more for a game. I think $70 right now is still very expensive, but for it to go up to $75, even $80, if the game is worth it, I'll pay for it. But microtransactions like these do feel very, very malicious. And it creates almost a desire to purchase them. You don't need them for sure, but if you could make something easier and you have the money, why not, right? I think that's the argument that's being made currently for Dragons Dogma 2. Is that these things were just kind of like pulling the rug at the end and saying, hey, we've got microtransactions. And I think I know people are right when they question these things and say that, wait a second, this is a single player game. This doesn't need any of this. You shouldn't be putting this in. I value their opinion and I understand. But I also understand that I've kind of been having a lot of fun playing Dragons Dogma 2. I feel that it is fun. There are mechanics, there are way the game plays, and the combat feels fun. But I do value the individual that states that they do not want to be or participate in a situation like this, where these microtransactions or these actions in general feel malicious and toxic. I get it. Here's the thing though. This is not at a place where it's going to stop me from playing the game. It does feel malicious to me personally, and this is my opinion. It does feel malicious to me personally. But I don't think it's going to stop me from playing this game. I am having fun playing this game. I know a lot of others are having fun playing the game outside of its rocky release, with, besides the microtransactions, the bugs, the drop in frame rate, the inability to play at higher resolutions, the optimization for consoles but de-optimization for PC. Yes, it was a flubbed release, and I do understand that, but what game these days aren't? What games these days have a great and outright banging release if you're not Helldivers 2? Here is the end result of this. Things like this shouldn't happen. I think a new system has to be in place where gamers are talking about this. And I do believe that a change for things like this is on horizon. The malicious nature of microtransactions are and is a thing. There are a lot of people playing and enjoying Dragons Dogma 2. It does feel like the CEO and the team at Dragons Dogma did kind of talk one way out their mouth and speak with another, like in one and out the other. But for me personally, and for a lot of other people, I think the game is very fun. I want to know what my audiences and the people who are actively playing or not playing Dragons Dogma 2 have on this topic. Do you think that the game at itself is at a complete point of no return? Or can people enjoy the game while being aware that microtransactions of like this are malicious? I want to hear what people think. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you.